Mercy enters like velvet, and debt leaves like iron. Courts have always called this help. Florence knew it by candlelight, and Machiavelli merely gave language to a custom older than marble. The recipient gains relief. The price arrives later, invoiced through loyalty. Picture a corridor in the Palazzo Vecchio after dusk. Secretaries move papers, servants lower their eyes. A patron pauses beside a petitioner with a solved problem already in hand. The favor looks graceful. The walls understand accounting better than gratitude. Beyond the corridor sit maps, sealed letters, and men who owe rent to uncertain futures. A recommendation to one office, a bridge loan to one family, a discreet intervention before a magistrate. Assistance appears humane. The chamber records altered dependence. Here are the players. The patron wants durable obedience dressed as affection. The petitioner wants immediate relief from danger, embarrassment, or exclusion. Each believes the exchange remains voluntary. Scarcity removes elegance from consent. Machiavelli circles nearby in spirit, if not in body. In the prince, generosity unsettles budgets and invites spectacle. Private assistance seems gentler than public largesse. The beneficiary still pays, only now payment is political and difficult to name. Then there are the absent figures. Clerks, spouses, rivals, retainers, tenants. They are never in the portrait, though they absorb the consequences when one person accepts rescue under conditions. Power concentrates through intimacy. The outer ring carries the cost in silence. The structure is simple. A person in strain cannot bargain cleanly. A person with surplus can turn timing into authorship, then call the result kindness. Intent may even be sincere. Rational incentives still bend the exchange toward hierarchy. Refusal, in such rooms, is expensive. The one who declines help keeps dignity and loses access. The one who accepts keeps position and loses freedom of movement. Hannah Arendt understood how dependence narrows public space. Isolation makes private saviors look necessary. Information deepens the tilt. The helper often knows who is desperate, what deadline approaches, which scandal can be buried, which bill can be paid. The helped person rarely sees the wider board. Clausewitz would have recognized concentration of force by other means. Then memory enters. Favors linger because institutions forget slowly, and people forget selectively. The patron remembers the rescue in vivid detail. The recipient remembers the panic that came before it. Between those memories sits a claim, pure leverage. In Florence, the move often began with intercession. A debt was delayed. A son was introduced. A reprimand disappeared before becoming official. No dagger, no public humiliation, only a velvet correction to fate. The rescued household breathed again. Their future votes stopped belonging entirely to them. Courtly language made it beautiful. Service, friendship, protection, regard. Iris Murdoch wrote carefully about the difficulty of seeing others clearly through the fog of self. The helper may believe the relationship has deepened. The recipient learns that affection can function as a corridor with one exit. Kurosawa's Ran stages a harsher version. Shelter offered under pressure becomes a chain, because the landscape has been stripped of alternatives. The host calls it order. The guest calls it necessity. Villagers, soldiers, and kin pay when dependency hardens into command. Berserk offers the intimate variant. A wounded life is gathered, steadied, given belonging, then woven into another person's design. The sanctuary is real. So is the enclosure. Companions pay in blood when one person's gratitude has already been converted into someone else's ambition. Who pays first? Usually the person who needed help quickly. Their speech shortens. Their disagreements arrive softened, delayed, then omitted. They begin editing themselves before entering the room. Relief saved the immediate crisis. It quietly taxed the future. Who pays next? The bystanders with no patron. Merit loses to sponsored loyalty, and the room learns the wrong lesson about competence. Those outside the bond carry stagnation, resentment, and exclusion. Institutions decline when obligation outranks judgment. The helper also pays, though power tries to hide it. Once care has been translated into leverage, genuine generosity becomes harder to recover. Every later kindness is suspected, sometimes correctly. Quis excuse s'accuse, he who excuses himself, accuses himself. Suspicion corrodes the hand that gives. Modern rooms repeat the pattern without velvet curtains. A manager rescues a career after a visible mistake. A political bloc funds a local crisis, then names the agenda. An intimate partner solves every emergency and slowly acquires veto power. The form changes, the debt architecture remains. Years of watching this have taught a dry lesson. Help is cleanest when it preserves the other person's ability to refuse you later. Anything else may still be necessary, even humane, but the room should name the lien attached. Study the hand that arrives before the contract, and study the silence that follows acceptance. One habit protects dignity. Ask what freedom remains after relief. Until next time, stay sharp.